everyone, let's talk about something super important, something that's probably in your pocket right now. Your phone. You know that amazing device that connects you to everything? Well, it might also be connecting you to something you never expected. An invisible stalker. Think about your day. You catch the bus to school, maybe grab a snack, hang out with friends, walk your dog. Totally normal, right? That was Emma's life too. She's 18, just like many of you, and she used her smartphone for everything. Chatting, checking the weather, playing games. What she didn't realize was that her phone was meticulously recording every single step she took, every place she visited. It was building a secret map of her entire life. We've all seen those spy movies where agents get tracked by hidden devices. But here's the chilling truth. We voluntarily carry a tracking device every single day. Our smartphones, as cool and useful as they are constantly broadcasting our precise movements. They're creating a detailed digital footprint that most of us have no idea even exists. And get this, the scale of this surveillance is absolutely mind-blowing. When some investigative journalists started digging into the data broker industry, these companies that buy and sell your personal data, they were shocked. They found data sets with billions of location points. We're talking 3.6 billion, even over 10 billion individual records. This isn't just some vague idea of what city you're in. The data is so incredibly exact, it can pinpoint not just the building you're standing in, but even the specific corner of the room. Imagine that! This insane level of precision allows these companies to create super detailed profiles of our daily movements. Now, you might be thinking, but my apps don't know my name, right? And that's where the real danger kicks in. Data brokers often try to tell us their information is anonymous because it uses random IDs instead of names. But trust me, that's a dangerous illusion. Emma's story is the perfect example. These journalists found an ID in one of those massive data sets, 86A5059B, and just by looking at where this phone spent its nights, a residential house, and where it spent its days, a local high school, they could easily figure out who it belonged to. See, the idea that this data is anonymous just crumbles the moment you look at the patterns. Your routine? That's your digital fingerprint. When those journalists showed Emma the data linked to her ID, she was absolutely stunned. Her entire daily routine was laid bare on a digital map. Her bus route to school, her regular visits to the local supermarket, her hangouts at McDonald's. Every single movement was meticulously recorded. It was all there, she said, and I quote, "It's unreal that you can retrace it so precisely." She saw her bus route mapped out, her McDonald's visits. It's pretty unreal how many points there are, how many moments data was actually taken, and that they have all of that just from me, an ordinary person. Can you imagine how that must have felt? Emma hadn't done anything wrong. She hadn't downloaded anything shady. She was just using her phone like any other teenager. She had tons of everyday apps, weather apps, games, shopping apps, and many of them asked for location access during installation. By casually clicking allow, she had unknowingly allowed her entire life to be packaged up and sold. And the implications of this discovery were deeply unsettling for Emma, especially when she looked at the data points tracking her evening dog walks. She explained, "I usually take the same route because it's relatively close. So when I go for a walk, especially in the evenings, if some man had this data and decided to stalk me, that would be scary. You never know how far things will go." Her words hit hard, right? What starts as a corporate data collection practice quickly becomes a serious personal security issue. This data collected so companies can supposedly serve you better ads actually holds the power to expose your exact location and routines to anyone who buys it. That's terrifying. So how does this even happen? It's all about the apps we use. So many apps ask for location access even when they don't really need it to work. Think about it. A flashlight app doesn't need to know where you are. A simple puzzle game doesn't need your GPS coordinates, yet they ask, and we often just click allow to get past that setup screen. And then these apps sell that data to brokers who then aggregate it and sell it again. It's a massive, hidden economy built entirely on our daily movements. We've seen the shocking reality of location tracking through Emma's story. We know our phones are constantly broadcasting our routines, and that this data is bought and sold by companies we've never even heard of. But here's the good news. The story doesn't end there. You have the power to change this. I know what some of you might be thinking. I'm just a normal teenager. I have nothing to hide. Why should I even care? But Emma's story proves exactly why you should care. It's not about hiding bad behavior. It's about protecting your personal safety and your right to privacy. Your daily routine, where you live, where you go to school, where you hang out alone, that's sensitive information. As Emma realized, if the wrong person gets access to that data, the consequences can be absolutely terrifying. You wouldn't hand a stranger a detailed schedule of your daily movements, so why let your apps do it? So, what can you do? The most effective way to stop this tracking is to cut it off at the source. Take 10 minutes today, seriously, just 10 minutes to go through the settings on your smartphone, look for the privacy or location services menu. You'll probably see a long list of apps that have access to your location. Now ask yourself honestly, does this app really need to know where I am? For a map app? Yes, but only while using the app. For a weather app? Maybe, but you can also just type in your zip code. For a game or a calculator? Absolutely not. Change those permissions to never or ask next time for any app that doesn't strictly need your location to function. And here's another trick. Apps they try to get you to allow location access, always, even when the app is closed. This is how they build those massive continuous profiles of your life. Never, ever grant always access unless it is absolutely 100% essential, like a family safety tracking app you explicitly chose to use. For almost everything else, while using the app is more than enough. Look, we live in a digital world, and sometimes we do have to share data to use the services we want. The goal here isn't to throw your phone in the river. The goal is to make informed choices. When an app asks for your location, pause. Just pause and think about the trade-off. Is the convenience of this app truly worth giving up a piece of your privacy? The trade in location data is a massive industry that relies on our ignorance and our willingness to just click agree without rating. But by understanding how this system works, as we've seen through Emma's eyes, you can take back control. Your location is your business. Protect your digital footprint, audit your apps, and remember that you have the right to navigate the world without an invisible stalker in your pocket. Stay safe and stay private.
247eSIM.com